Hey guys, hi, how are you? I am totally farm girl dirty today. I was just out watering my arena, listening to some tunes, and then I was like, oh yes, I need to go in and do coffee chat. So I rushed in and I've quickly made the children their lunch. So they've got a sandwich going on. And then checked my emails. Hi, Cindy, you made it. Yay, yay. Hi, Jackie. And checked my emails to see if anybody has requested a topic or a question today. And actually, yes, there has been an email sent in. Yay, Cindy's got her coffee. I have a Coke Zero. I don't drink coffee so much in the summertime in the daytime. I mean, I love coffee, and it is like I go to bed every single night excited to wake up in the morning and have coffee. And I have like 2, maybe 3 cups max. And in the winter, I'll actually drink coffee all day. I think that's because it's cold outside. And then in the summertime, I just love coming in and having a cold Coke Zero or Diet Coke. Or, yeah, that is my summertime. Hey, Mom. All right, so, and if you guys have any questions, I can see comments, so I would love for you to ask me questions or comment in the comments while we're doing this video. So today's question is, I actually know this gal. We've done a few sessions together. She's taken a few classes with me. And I know that this has been sticking her for a little while. So I actually loved, hi Loretta. I love that she asked the question. And she asked me about being stuck. And she's in a job right now, in a position where she's really very busy. It's very physically demanding on her. She works strange hours in that she gets up super early in the morning. Like I think she works from 5 in the morning until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And she loves it because then in the summertime she can come home and do her yard work in her garden, which I know she loves that. And I know she's getting exhausted and her body is asking for a change. Yeah. So her question, she's like, I know I need to change jobs, but I'm scared. And I have money saved up though, so I do have like a cushion to support me until I find something, but she's worried that she's not going to find something and she's feeling stuck. So basically she's not choosing anything. Well, I guess she is choosing right now. She's choosing to stay in her current job and choosing to stay comfortable, even though what's comfortable for her right now is not comfortable because her body is not happy and she's not happy. But it's what she knows. You know, and we're so cute because we can fall so easily into that trap of being comfortable in something just because we know it. We know what's around the corner. We know what our paycheck is going to be in 2 weeks. We know it. And yet at the same time, there's something there that is getting her attention and asking her body especially is asking her to change things right now. And I know she's not as happy as she used to be or she could be. So my lovely friend, how to get unstuck is to call the 4-wheel drive tractor, hook up the chains, and pull yourself out. And I think in this case, I am her 4-wheel drive tractor. So I know this came up for me too when I quit my job, when I quit my salary job. I used to be an agronomist and, you know, getting the paycheck every 2 weeks. Very similar situation to me in that my job was extremely busy while we were extremely busy on the farm. So my husband and I, we felt like we lived separate lives because I was busy at work, he was busy on the farm. Plus we had Trace, 1 kid at the time, and I felt like I never saw him that much because, you know, grateful he was actually with my mom. She was able to be his main caregiver, but I was like, what's the point of having kids if I'm so busy I can't even be with them? And same thing, I was still trying to teach riding lessons and do horse training and ride myself while working this job, while being a mom, while everything else. And And I guess my cushion was going on maternity leave with my daughter Helena. So that gave me 1 year of unemployment income, which was probably half about what I was making before, but it was something that I knew to kind of get me going. And then it was just a choice. It was so just a choice. So I also started taking some access classes about that time. In that year, maternity leave, I found Glenise Hughes, who is still a certified facilitator with Access, and some of you may know her. She's amazing. And I started doing some coaching with her and taking some classes with her, and just started, really consciously creating my life then. And one of the things that I had to acknowledge was that I am actually the source of my money, not the job where the paycheck comes from. You are the source of your money. I just heard the kids yelling outside at Reba, and I looked at the window. And so the kids they have this really big sandbox, Trace and Helena. And they have built this whole farm in their sandbox, and it has like houses and roads and everything. And Reba just ran through it and destroyed their sandbox. And I hear them, they're like, no. It's so funny. I kind of like caught my attention because I'm like, is somebody dying out there? But they're fine. Okay, back on topic. So you've got to, it takes you acknowledging that you are the source of your money. You are the source of your happiness. You are the source of your joy. You are the source of your cranky. You are the source of your frustration. You are the source of every single thing in your life. Now, your paycheck, some money might come from your job, but at the end of the day, you are still the source. And for me, it took me back looking at all the different jobs that I've had in my life. And there's one thing that I'm not willing to not have enough money. So I look back and I've done whatever it takes, whatever it took for me to get the bills paid, to get groceries on the table, to get gas in my vehicle, whatever it takes. And since I've acknowledged, though, that I'm the source, it has came with so much more ease and so much more joy and so much more glory. So what are you the source of that you haven't even acknowledged or considered that you are the source of? So truth, are you the source of your money? And you might actually have a no right now, because maybe you're not being that source. Maybe you've put the source of your money into this job, this position, this paycheck that you're getting. And is that really true? Or what would it take for you to step up and be the source of your money, and be the source of your happiness, and be the source of your ease, joy, and glory? So that's one thing to look at. You are the source. Are you being that? Are you choosing that? Are you acknowledging that? Are you being responsible for that? Or are you putting it outside of you? And that is a big chunk to swallow. I mean, because when you are acknowledging that you are the source, you are no longer at the effect of anything else around you. You can no longer blame stuff happening to you on anybody else, and stuff just no longer happens to you. So, that being the source. And that is actually a huge conversation, a whole big topic in itself that we can dive into, and I'm going to leave it at that for coffee chat today. There's another aspect of this. So sometimes we can have this awareness of the future. We can be aware, so as infinite beings, as aware beings, we don't separate time and space. We can have an awareness of now, right now. We can have an awareness of the past, and we can have an awareness of the future, all at the same freaking time. And it can be so frustrating. It can be really crunchy, and it can make things really weird. So truth, What are you aware of right now? And it's staying in the question of, is now the time to quit your job? Is now the time? Yes or no? Is today the day? Yes or no? And so I'm gonna kind of circle back and talk about this in regards to what was coming up for me and some of the businesses that I work in before the coronavirus came about. So I work with Crystal Crawford. I've worked with her for, it'll be a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And I work with her in her business. I build landing pages. We do class creation stuff, a lot of like emails, spreadsheets, different things. And about August, September last year, so things started getting weird with classes because we were looking at, in August 2019, we were looking at live classes around the world in 2020. We were creating this whole world tour that Crystal was going to go on. There was people from other countries that wanted to host her for live classes, and so we were in creation mode with this. But there was always this weird energy underneath, and nothing, like when things are yes and they're pop, they're just like loud and yes and boom and let's go and it's time. Well, nothing with these live classes was doing that, and it felt like we were like pushing it and rushing it, and it was not happening with ease, and people couldn't get stuff done. It was so freaking weird. And we thought, you know, of course we went to the wrongness of us and the judgment of us, and I judged myself. I'm like, oh my God, I just need to sit my butt down and get this shit done. Well, actually, the shit I had to get done didn't even need to get done because this whole world tour was not going to be happening because of the coronavirus. And we were aware of that already back then. Just like another example in my life that really showed me how aware of the future I am is with every summer for the last couple of summers, I've hosted Anna Jelenius, and she's from Sweden. She used to be a certified facilitator with Access, but lately she's been studying and training with Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I hosted her for like a retreat last summer, and it was amazing. It was in June. We had like 10 or 12 people, and we, of course, were in conversation and planning for this to happen again this summer. And the dates were going to be, it was going to start July 1st. And I was talking with her about this in December. You know, we were planning the dates, we were planning what the class was going to be, we were, you know, the cost, blah, 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 all of that stuff. And I kept saying, okay, I need to sit down and make a landing page for these classes so I can start inviting people, so people can start planning and people can start, you know, get their deposit paid, etc., etc. I never could sit down and do this. I kept forgetting. I kept getting busier with other things. And when this coronavirus broke out, I looked at it and I'm like, is this class actually happening now? There was kind of a possibility in the beginning, but it was pretty much a no. And I'm like, and every time I would come and think of this landing page, I would judge myself for not getting it done. But actually, I was really aware of the future, that it wasn't actually required this year because this class wasn't going to be happening. So that would have essentially been a waste of time had I created it because it wasn't even required. So my beautiful friend who asked me the question about being stuck, is now the time to quit your job? Is today the day? Now, I know that she knows this tool about yes and no and light and heavy. For those of you that don't, I have done a show on it, on another coffee chat. So if you can, I have a YouTube channel. They're all on there. You can scroll through there and hear me talk about light and heavy. But that is using this tool of how where you are and getting a sense of what your choice is going to create in the future. We use the light and heavy tool. And so truth, my lovely friend, is today the day to quit your job? Yes or no? And I get a no for you right now. Today is not the day. And you literally have to stay in the question every single day. Just ask, is today the day? Yes or no? And every time you want to judge yourself for not choosing and being stuck, what if you're actually aware of something? What if you were actually aware of the future? And what if you staying in this position for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? What if you look back and you're like, damn it, I'm so glad I stayed for that extra time, and trusted that, rather than judging you? You're not wrong. You're freaking aware. So is today the day? Okay. And then there's some comments. Cindy says, I am the source. I am the source. Yes, you are the source of everything in your life. I love that. Okay, so is now the time? That's the question too. She said she's scared, but I know she's freaking lying. She is not scared of anything. But sometimes we like to pretend we're scared. So this scared thing can be a distractor implant. And distractor implants, we talk about them in the foundation class, and they are basically something that we use to distract ourselves from choosing. Sometimes we can also misidentify or misapply fear and excitement. So, are you scared or are you just freaking excited? And truth is, the fear really yours? Because again, we're aware. And we can be aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So is that even yours? And are you scared or are you excited? And I know you're not scared, because if you were scared, so somebody who truly has fear, like really, they're really scared, they don't handle things. So if you are the kind of person who in an emergency, you will frickin' step up and you will do whatever it takes to handle that emergency in the moment. If that's you, you have no fear. And sometimes we can lie to ourselves and say, oh, but I'm scared. Are you really, or are you just excited? And how much are you letting that fear hold you back from the exciting life that you truly could have and is possible for you? So now often so that emergency situation I talked about, when we have an emergency situation, we step up and we handle it. Then afterwards we pretend to break down and cry and fall apart. Because sometimes we think we need to still fit in and be normal. Anyway, I know you are not scared, the lady who sent this question in. And is now the time. And yeah, so those are my biggest things, my biggest stuck things. Now, another thing is I never once looked back and thought, oh man, I wish I would have stayed in my job. Nope, not once. Because after I quit my job, I started taking some access classes. I started doing horse training and riding lessons full time. I never once looked back and said, damn, I wish I would have stayed in my job. And any other people that I have talked to that have chosen beyond that have never said, damn, I wish I didn't do that. Just an FYI. So, yeah, is today the day, Cindy? Anyway, that's what I got for you, lady. And everybody else watching. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Oh my God. It'll be almost a year that I've been doing these every single week. I think maybe I missed 1 or 2 weeks in the year. And I remember I was rolling peas last spring and doing some coffee chats. And I remember trying to find service in the field and the tractor, and it was funny. And so it'll be almost a year. I'm actually going to look back on the date and see what day my very first coffee chat video was. So thank you guys so much. I adore you. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you sometime, somewhere, online, and one day in person. And bye-bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. If you like this video, I would love it if you would share it. I haven't asked anybody to do that before, and I'm just starting to ask that now. So if you got something from this today and you think somebody else could benefit from it or it could contribute to somebody, I would so appreciate it if you would share it. All right. Thank you. And Cindy, I have a YouTube channel that I don't even tell anybody about. That's how funny I am. They're all on YouTube and SoundCloud. And so maybe I'll actually just post the link. So people, yeah. And actually that email that you got from me this morning, if you scroll to the bottom of the email, it'll have a YouTube link. That should take you there too. Okay, thank you so much, guys. And Michelle Lalonde, you just joined. You're gonna have to watch from the beginning. Okay, have so much fun today, and bye-bye.